There you go. All right, Amanda Dahl. Ms. Dahl has been charged with hit and run, failure to stop and remain at a crash involving a death. The bond's currently set at no bond. Ms. Arco is here. Mr. Cleary, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. How are you today?
I'm fine. Let's start with Ms. Arco.
Mr. Your Honor, the state is requesting a $50,000 bond. She is at a no bond status, but clearly she's entitled to a bond. A $50,000 bond plus in-house arrest with the Palm Beach County Jail, not a private service. If the court obviously is not going to do a $50,000 bond, the state's still going to request in-house arrest with whatever bond that you decide with the Palm Beach County Jail and not with any private organization. The state would be asking for absolutely no driving and the release of a passport if in fact she does have a passport. There's also the state's requesting an order of no contact of the two witnesses in this case that are outlined in the no contact, and I have that with me here for you to sign if the court's so willing.
All right.
That would be in regards to any pretrial conditions of release.
So obviously I'll order no contact with the victim's family and no weapons.
And I don't know that she has a passport, but if she does, Your Honor, we would be willing to turn that over.
And I would require that within 24 hours of her release.
Your Honor, I would question the probable cause in this case. According to the statute requirements, she has a duty to render aid to somebody that she hit under 316.062. But in this particular case, while she went back to the scene of the crime, which is on film, she is actually witnessing this person going to the ambulance and being served by the fire rescue people that were actually at the scene as soon as she drove around the corner. So that element of the felony is not met. We would ask that the bond be set consistent with the misdemeanor, which is the failure to provide her name to leaving the scene of an accident.
Your Honor, if I may, she's charged with leaving the scene of a crash involving a death. And if you read the probable cause affidavit, and it's perfectly contained in the probable cause affidavit, she hits this individual. She then immediately does not stop. She pulls into a fire station. It is all on video. She doesn't stop at the scene. She doesn't stop close to the scene. She, in fact, goes into a fire station. She pulls around to the very end of the fire station where no one can see her vehicle. She is then seen getting out of her vehicle. She is seen on the telephone. She is also seen climbing a fence. She's not calling 911. She's not calling anybody but a friend and her mother. She does go back to the scene and she watches along with all the other bystanders. She never goes up to anybody. She never says, I was involved. She has a duty to render aid, which she never did. And she only knew that people were there working on him when she went back after scaling a fence. So clearly the probable cause is here, not as a misdemeanor. And she had a duty to stop and she never did.
All right. As far as probable cause goes, it's at this juncture a low burden, and I find that there is probable cause.
Understood.
All right.
Your Honor, in terms of that, there's some other errors in the police report. I read that the defendant was checking into body shops the next day. That was an anonymous tip that was never verified. It's being presented as fact. That's not true. I can tell you that she presented a toxicology report that showed that she had no toxicology whatsoever in her system that night. She had an alibi. She was not drinking. She contacted me. We have been in contact with them. We turned her in immediately. She is not a flight risk. She's lived here forever. She has a job. In terms of her bond, her mother is a single mother. She works. We would ask that the bond be set at $25,000 with an ankle monitor, but the problem with the ankle monitor is that takes a long time to get on. We would ask that she be released, $25,000 bond, and turn herself into the Palm Beach County Jail once an ankle monitor becomes available. Otherwise, she could wait for weeks in jail while they get their monitors together.
All right. So I order the no contact, no weapons, as previously outlined. I order no alcohol, no drugs with random testing. The passport should be forfeited. I also order then bond be set at $25,000 plus the in-house arrest monitor. That appointment needs to be made immediately upon a release. But I agree with your analysis. We went through this before at Ms. Arco. As soon as the monitor is ready, on the other case that you had with me, you recall that, and that I agree with your analysis that I'm not going to. She will not remain there while they get the monitor ready. But I have the other safeguards. She has no prior history and no prior FTAs, correct?
She has no prior history, no prior failures to appear. I do want to make it clear, though,
Sure.
She did not turn herself in. I know that's been widely reported by the press. A warrant was signed by the judge yesterday. As a courtesy to this defense attorney, we allowed her to meet with the police officers at the jail, but she didn't voluntarily, on her own, turn herself in.
Okay. All right.
I would dispute
Last
that.
time, you weren't the attorney on the other matter, were you?
No, that was I was-
Robert Melchiori.
Robert Melchiori.
All right. Help two sides get together as officers of the court and make sure the language is clear, that I don't have the same bump in the road that I had in the other case.
Right, so she will be out pending the putting of the monitor,
Correct.
the GPS monitor with the county jail.
The appointment needs to be made immediately.
I will be calling them as soon as I leave
Now
here.
just pause a second. Madam Clerk, are you satisfied? Correct. If she has a passport, does she have a passport? Yes or no? She does.
Provided.
You need to take it immediately and give it to the clerk's office, surrender it to the clerk's office until this case is resolved.
I will provide that immediately.
Okay? Correct. Everybody satisfied?
Yes, Judge.
Done.
Done. Thank you.